today's video about a role of creatine in muscle hypertrophy. Okay, so I encourage you to download presentation. It is a link in the description and read it. So, and also I want to tell you that I do something very different from other bloggers. So I am 65 years old. I am a professional scientist. I don't do video to get many subscribers. I do this research for myself. My goal is rejuvenation. The bulking of muscles is just side effects which can happen, and I discovered that not only endurance exercises but resistance exercises can extend my life and lifespan, and also to get some with this I can get rejuvenation. It can participate in rejuvenation. This is why I started to go to the gym quite recently, and it's only two months ago, and I started to do this both endurance exercises and resistance exercises. Again, what I want to tell you, I am not interested very much in the bulking of muscles, in muscle hypertrophy. It's just coming as a side effect. And I am quite surprised how quick I'm getting the strength of muscles, how quick I'm getting weight. For example, in just 2 months, I went from about 66 kilo to 72 kilo. Of course, not all this change in weight is muscles. Very much it is fat, because I was pushing myself to consume more calories and to be in a bulking stage. But again, I tell you, if you are looking for free advice and you are young, that maybe it is not for you. I am 65 years old. It is, my goal is a life extension, to keep myself as alive as long as possible. And you know, the bodybuilders are many bodybuilders who have a goal to increase muscle mass and to have impressive physique. They don't live too long. Maybe after 50 years, 60 years is the limit of their life, and then they die like falling down like flies. It's not my purpose. It is not what I am looking for. I am just seeking some protocols and also supplements and any kind of medicine to extend my life indefinitely. I believe that we can live forever and we can be young forever. And fortunately for me, that resistant exercising can be a big part of this rejuvenation process. Okay, let's go in steps. I also tell you that what I'm doing, I do research of all scientific publications. Then it is the presentation is very long with a lot of references which I was reading to get my opinion, and it is a little bit not completed because I need why I'm doing this video. I try to get the structure of this knowledge in my mind. So maybe in time I will make it this knowledge even more clear for people who are not scientists, who are not who do not have good education in physics, chemistry, and biology. Then I will give some instructions. But again, instructions are quite cannot be the same for all people. All people are different. What I'm looking for, it is for myself, for my diet, for my lifestyle, and everything. So what works for me. And then some people who want to get my advice, and okay, I'm not a professional I'm not medical professional. I am not some successful bodybuilder. So my advice is kind of special. It is only to extend lifespan. Okay, so and it is not easy. Okay, just okay. Let's go. In the bodybuilder's point of view, the ultimate goal is to achieve maximum size of skeletal muscles or muscular hypertrophy. Okay, and there are two types of muscular hypertrophy. It is myofibrillar. I was talking about this, which is an increase in the number of myofibrils, and sarcoplasmic, which is mostly an increase in muscle glycogen storage. Glycogen is stored in human muscles and bound to water in proportion 1 to 3 gram. And so 1 gram of glycogen stores 3 gram of water. And in humans, majority of glycogen is stored in skeletal muscles, about 500 gram, and in the liver. And if you are bodybuilders, then the amount of glycogen can be much more, maybe 3 times more. And plus, you can estimate how much water you have. So, but however, with muscle hypertrophy, as I said, an amount of glycogen can be much more, and also water can be. An amount of water muscle cells can be much larger. Dosing up to 5 gram of L-carnitine, so let's LC, yeah? Or L-carnitine monohydrate together with a lot of carbohydrates 4 times a day to increase insulin secretion, or injection insulin while fasting to push L-carnitine and glycogen into the muscle cells are what some bodybuilders practice. Okay, this is, I believe, this is what is shortened in life, because I believe that this potentially harmful protocol, not to mention that regular intake of L-carnitine in high doses, more than 5 grams per day, together with high amounts of carbohydrates or with insulin injections, which is even more dangerous, causes water retention, weight gain, and may result in the diabetes mellitus type 2 development, and eventually it will shorten lifespan. It is what we see with professional bodybuilders. So, okay, this is not what I'm looking for. Creatine, okay, this is the formula. It has a lot of nitrogen. So, and monohydrate is commercially available. This is the best type of creatine. Don't take any sophisticated compositions of these supplements, because the best is just as simple as possible, creatine monohydrate. This is the best. But again, let's go slowly and let's consider that is it worthwhile to take. In difference to sarcoplasmic, myofibril muscular hypertrophy is defined by 3 factors. Total time exposure of muscles to maximum mechanical tension. Okay, so you have to do it slowly, and at the maximum tension, you can do it slowly to extend the time exposure to the maximum tension. Okay, then next, damage of myofibers by doing resistant exercises at maximum load. I mean, it's about 85-95% of 1 repetition maximum. So you can go to the source, download this presentation, go to the source, to Wikipedia, and see what is definition of the 1 repetition maximum. And also next, point number 3, it is by fatigue due to production of lactates and reactive oxygen species during anaerobic resistant exercises. Again, difference between endurance exercises, and they are aerobic. We are burning fat or glycogen in presence of oxygen. Resistant exercises, essentially anaerobic. Muscles working at maximum strength, at maximum tension, and they don't have enough oxygen to generate energy. Okay, endurance exercises do not ignite myofibril muscular hypertrophy, definitely, because there is these conditions are not these are not conditions for muscular hypertrophy. Intense and long endurance exercises may deplete glycogen storage and push the athlete body into ketosis, that is, to the use of accumulated fat as fuel. And intake of this L-carnitine before this, I believe, what is better for in my way of exercises. It is better to use the L-carnitine before the endurance exercise. And then what is the purpose? To improve endurance during the endurance exercises. Okay, it's not to grow muscles. Growing muscles is going other way, a little bit different, but it is related to carnitine, but it is not completely what I'm trying to do. L-carnitine is considered as vitamin-like and amino acid-like compound that is related to B vitamins. It was even name was vitamin BT. L-carnitine is essential for the transport of long-chain fatty acids across the outer and inner mitochondrial membranes. Okay, long-chain fatty acids, and it helps to use fat as fuel. L-carnitine is synthesized in the liver and kidney from amino acids lysine and methionine in the presence of vitamin C, very important C, B3, B6, B12. And magnesium also should be involved. The total body content of L-carnitine is about 20 grams only for 70 kilo man, with nearly all of the substance contained within skeletal muscles, about 90-95%, and some amount in the heart, but not much. L-carnitine metabolizes at rates of 65 milligrams per day, while it is produced by liver in our body at rate 11 to 34 milligrams per day. Food sources rich in L-carnitine are red meat, nothing else. Red meat, in particular beef and pork. Some studies suggest that L-carnitine doses of just 1-2 grams per day can increase muscle mass, endurance, blood flow to the muscle, oxygen uptake, and also the endurance during workout, while delaying muscle fatigue, as well as decreasing glycogen use and lactic acid build-up, because L-carnitine can help to burn fat. Okay, supplementing with L-carnitine pre-workout may benefit endurance. Prolonged at least 3 months intake supplementation of L-carnitine may increase total carnitine content in the skeletal muscles and therefore modify muscle metabolism and physical performance during the exercise. How it will modify? It will change to burning fat as source of energy. But again, resistant exercises are different. They are anaerobic. Anaerobic. So and the only substance which can be used to produce energy without oxygen, it is glucose, not fat, not amino acids. So it is just, it is only saving. It helps to save the storage of glycogen in muscles. Only this. Okay. What is the best source of L-carnitine? Meat, probably meat. It's pork or beef, maybe the best. Supplements, okay, if you buy in bulk and they're cheap, okay, maybe not bad, because at least to try, why not? The bioavailability of L-carnitine from food can vary depending on dietary consumption. For instance, one study reported that bioavailability of L-carnitine in food in individuals adapted to low carnitine diet, so vegetarians, has higher 66 or 86%, and in comparison with those who adapted to high carnitine diet, so regular meat, red meat eaters. Okay, so you eat more red meat, your body is smarter than you. Your body limits the bioavailability of the L-carnitine. Absorption from oral supplementation is considerably lower and ranges between 5% and 25% of the total dose, in range of 0.6 to 7 grams. The more the dose of L-carnitine, the less is bioavailability. So all these supplements can go to toilet. So you just pay it, be careful about this. So if money is not a problem for you, okay, you can increase like to 20 grams per day, no problem, like some bodybuilders do. But it is not a big help. It is not linear. Okay, high fat, high protein, and low carbohydrate diets, like ketogenic diet, increase excretion of L-carnitine with urine. Okay, so it is again, you consume more, you excrete, you are losing more. Okay, this is, your urine gets more expensive. In the intervention study, compared the effect of L-carnitine supplementation, 2 grams per day for 12 weeks, for 3 months, on plasma and skeletal muscle concentration of L-carnitine and physical, also compared physical performance between 16 vegetarians and 8 omnivorous male participants, and the results were published. As a baseline, plasma L-carnitine concentration was about 10% lower in vegetarians compared to the omnivorous participants. However, the content of carnitine in skeletal muscles as well as physical performance during exercise were equivalent between 2 groups. So there was no effect also on there was no effect in comparison with the control group when you use L-carnitine supplementation. So it didn't work. I mean, if you are not bodybuilder, if you take this supplement and you use some exercises but not much, then it's no help, no help. In healthy people, L-carnitine homeostasis is maintained through endogenous biosynthesis, absorption from dietary sources, and reabsorption of L-carnitine by the kidneys. And bioavailability of L-carnitine administered orally is dropping for larger doses. This is what I was talking. You take 7 grams or 20 grams per day, it's almost all, 95% will go to toilet. So, intravenous administration of L-carnitine is more likely to increase plasma concentration of L-carnitine. Yet, again, what is happening? Your body keeps homeostatic equilibrium, and then there are mechanisms to control blood concentration of L-carnitine through metabolism and excretion. Okay, up to 90% of 2 grams of L-carnitine administered intravenously was excreted into urine within only 12 to 24 hours. So you take orally, it is not all consumed. You take it as injection intravenously, 12 hours, it's gone. It's gone. So it works for short while. Okay, so mind that L-carnitine, even if you take 20 grams a day, it works. It will just go to toilet and will work only a limited amount of time. Only fraction of the dose is found in the skeletal muscles, according to this research. There is a big difference between calorie restriction and fasting. Okay, next we are going. You will find a lot of advertisement, a lot of video about that, how to consume L-carnitine, and that it is before or after, what is better, and the doses, and then, but again, it all depends on your diet. Diet is 95% or maybe 85% of your success. What you eat is what you are. Yeah, okay. And for me, again, I'm trying to find out something what works for me. And I am keeping a special diet, which is some flexible carnivore diet. It is more with ketogenic diet, but it is mostly I eat animal products with some addition of plant-derived food. Okay, let's consider this 2 ways, and because people go to fitness, to what they're doing, they try to lose weight because they are overweight, they are obese, they try to get it out, and the propaganda is telling us that, oh, you're lazy, you're not doing enough physical activity, and then you have to just go to gym and burn calories. It doesn't work. So absolutely not. Okay, it's absolutely not, because how much your metabolism depends on your diet. How much energy you're using and losing depends on your diet. Physical activity is very important, of course, I don't deny, but it is secondary. It is secondary. 85% of all your success, all your health depends on the diet, on what you eat. Okay, when people try to eat less, their body slows down their metabolism to save energy and accumulated fat. It is from evolution. Okay, imagine our ancestors, how they lived. When people are fasting long enough, the rate of metabolism is rising substantially. Indeed, Our ancestors evolved to stay in a cave or protected shelter during winter times. Winter times not easy to get food, and when they stay in cave, they save food and accumulated fat also. When food is available, they eat little bit. They eat. They follow calorie restrictions. They only want to save this accumulated fat and last as long as they can. There is no food in the cave. I mean, limited storage. And when all food is gone, it was necessary to use accumulated fat as fuel. But okay, you start to use accumulated fat, and in a few days, or actually in 1-2 days, changes are happening with your body. Because again, the only option to survive in a long time ago, 100,000 years, people were following this way to survive. So we evolved so. We are not monkey, we are humans. Humans develop a big brain because they consumed animal products. And animal products, you cannot save. At that time there was no refrigerator. And there was no idea that you can save with salt, the meat or fat salted. They were keeping some maybe grains in the cave or trying to survive, but some days food during the winter time was gone. And okay, the only option to survive was to get out from the cave and start hunting. Therefore, what do you need for hunting? Rate of metabolism has to get up, to rise up, to keep our ancestors very active while they are hunting. Okay, they have to run, you have to be very active. While the adipose tissue was used to keep our body or their body warm outside the cave. Okay, you're getting out, it is cold, it is snow, and you have some maybe protection with skin of animals, but not enough. You have to keep your body warm. If you if your body cannot keep temperature, you dead. You will frozen to death. Okay, then what is happening? Your adipose tissue changing. Normally, adipose tissue just keeping fat and don't use it. But when there is no food, it is changing. It starts to produce heat. It is changing from yellow or white adipose tissue to so-called brown adipose tissue. It is like in a newborn child, in infants, they have a lot of brown fat and they keep body warm. Okay, then and also they get in fat from mother milk. Okay, so there are 2 ways, and people try to lose fat, restriction of calories without fasting, dead. It is a way to die. Okay, it is like in concentration camps in Germany. But if you are fasting with no calories, you're fasting, or you eat once in 3 days or 5 days or once a week, yeah, you can last much longer and you're much more active. I mean, it was demonstrated with mice, but definitely this is a way to survive. You go hunting, you have to be very, very active. Okay, for a person adapted to the use of carbohydrates as fuel, a transition from the state of low metabolic rate to the state of high rate takes about 24 hours of fasting. Okay, so you stay in cave, there is no food. 1 day later, you think, yeah, I have to go hunting, and then everything is changing. Okay, concentration of glucose in blood drops. You have no more food, no grain, nothing. Then the pancreas, instead of insulin, starts secretion of glucagon. Glucagon initiates glycogenesis. Glycogenesis is production of glucose from stored glycogen. Okay, so you have 500 gram in muscles, 100 gram in liver. This glycogen is used to produce the glucose, but this storage is very limited, only 500 grams. So if you do nothing, it can last maybe a few days, 2-3 days. But imagine your body is smart. Your body tries to keep this storage of glycogen for long, because maybe something happened. Maybe you have to run, and or maybe you have to fight, and it will be anaerobic activity, anaerobic with no oxygen. The only source of energy in this case, glucose, and you have no storage of glycogen, you are dead. So I mean, our ancestors would be dead. Ketosis, okay, and then what is starts? Glucagon also ignites ketosis. What is ketosis? Ketosis is a process to save glycogen, and what is happening? It is includes gluconeogenesis. It is production of glucose from amino acids. Your muscles getting decomposed and to amino acids, and then these amino acids are used to produce glucose. But how long it can be? If you without muscles, you're also dead. So then what is happening? Ketogenesis, production of ketones in the liver from fatty acids and monoglycerides. Okay, as well what it is in the liver, but lipolysis, it is breaking down fat molecules via hydrolysis in the adipose tissue. You start to use much larger energy storage in adipose tissue. You start to burn fat, but not instantly. Again, it takes 1 day of fasting, maybe 2. Most of cells in our body can use ketones because these ketones and fat fatty acids can burn in mitochondria. So we are okay. Our brain is okay. Our brain can use glucose, but even ketones work better for the brain. But okay, so this is a keto food diet. Okay, you mostly stay with fat. But still, body needs glucose. Without glucose, sorry, we need glucose. Why we need glucose? Red blood cells, erythrocytes, they don't have mitochondria. Cells that they don't have mitochondria need glucose to survive. Otherwise, it will be apoptosis. They will be dead. Okay, to save skeletal muscles from this gluconeogenesis, from production of glucose from protein, what is happening? Autophagy gets initiated. Autophagy, enduring autophagy. All misfolded proteins inside cells, excessive deposition of collagen in tissues, infected and cancer cells get destroyed by our immune system, and then immune system or macrophages, they digest it and they produce necessary amino acids for gluconeogenesis. Okay, this is how we save muscles. How it happens? And again, it is also happens because growth hormone secretion is increasing. But what is interesting, growth hormone secretion gives the signal to save muscles. But another factor, which is insulin-like growth factor, this is if it is initiated, then we grow muscles. So this insulin-like growth factor is suppressed, level decrease, because we have no amino acids in our body from food, so we cannot grow muscles. So we are only saving muscles. So the growth hormone produces secretion, but the insulin-like growth factor is suppressed. That this amino acids which produced in autophagy are not used to grow muscles. Big difference if people already adapted to the use of fat as fuel. If they are already in ketosis, this can happen. You change the diet, you can be adapted to ketosis. It takes time. It takes time, 3-6 months with some suffering also. But it is ketosis is a catabolic state as fat molecules and proteins are breaking down to produce energy. So you grow muscles. It is anabolic process. You use energy and you use some food to grow something, to produce fat, to produce protein, etc. But ketosis, the state of ketosis is catabolic state. You use fat molecules, you use proteins to produce energy. However, muscles are necessary for hunting, as I said, and then we develop this, during evolution, we develop such ways that muscles will be saved by release of the growth hormone. And still, again, muscle cells need some storage of glycogen, because they need glucose for high intensity anaerobic activity. Okay, when glucose is converted to pyruvates, because sometimes we have to run, these ancestors have to run, have to fight, and then this was very intense activity. There is no, it's so intense that we cannot produce energy by burning fat in oxygen. So in the state of ketosis, the liver can recycle pyruvates to glucose with the use of energy from burning fat. So we can produce glucose using energy from burning fat, and we recycle pyruvates. Pyruvates, I mean, this anaerobic activity produce pyruvates with blood getting to liver producing glucose from pyruvates. Okay, this what is happening. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like idea what can happen and during ice age and okay, it is family, like family. Okay, it's funny. Of course, men were going hunting, but the family was staying in shelter. They cannot work. It's incredible. They try to save energy. Ketogenic diet is a high-fat, extremely low carbohydrate diet, originally designed to mimic fasting. Okay, this is again how we try to get better health. Plants and plant-derived products are permitted on the ketogenic diet, and when I tried to improve my health, and then I changed from standard diet with a lot of carbohydrates. First, I changed to ketogenic diet. I should say it is not a good idea, because I lost a lot of muscle mass, because I was not getting with food enough of proteins. So I would not recommend it, but okay, but at least we have to know it. So prolonged the ketogenic diet produces chronic ketosis and potentially leads to increased carnitine excretion, and it is and to its gradual depletion. As I said, it is not the best way to go. Considering the importance of the maintenance of the carnivore stores for use of fat as fuel in muscles, it will be natural to supplement L-carnitine for such variants of the ketogenic diet if you are low in protein consumption. Okay, then again, maybe if you just such like vegan, try to stay ketogenic diet, not eat any animal products. Okay, then supplements of L-carnitine can help you, maybe. But again, it is not big help, but in the long term, maybe. Maybe you will suffer not so much. Pardon. However, most patients didn't develop low carnitine state on long-term ketogenic diet or appeared to need L-carnitine supplementation. Okay, people check and they said, no, it's okay, you can use it, it's no harm, but it's wasting of money. Are you vegetarian? Are you do you stay on carnivore diet? Yeah, ketogenic, pardon, ketogenic diet. You don't need it. But supplementation of L-carnitine on long-term ketogenic may substantially increase the rate of metabolism and production of ketones in the liver. Okay, again, if you want to have high rate of metabolism, then supplementation of L-carnitine, maybe it would be helpful. But the easy natural way is shifting from ketogenic diet to carnivore diet and consuming more red meat. Red meat is good source of carnitine. The main difference between carnivore diet and ketogenic diet is that on carnivore diet people only eat animal products. The ketogenic diet aims to limit carbohydrates but not completely exclude them by employing a low carbohydrates diet. The ketogenic diet, a carnivore diet is a zero carb diet. You eat only animal products, no carbohydrates at all. You can get some carbohydrates eating liver, that's all. Liver has this glycogen storage, so if you eat liver regular, okay, you will get some amount of. Also, if you eat red meat has some amount of glycogen. Okay, so but what is important, what I'm doing? I completely eliminate fruits, vegetables, nuts, legumes, grains, and seeds. Nothing. Avoid it. Avoid it. This is what I do, and it is saving of money. It is saving of time. It is much better health. I tell you, much better health, much higher metabolic rate. Okay, then again, both ketogenic diet and carnivore diet rely on fat as primary source of fuel, but again, the metabolic rate can be much different, and your body composition will be much different. Okay, carnivore diet lifestyle is simple: eat animal products and avoid plants and at all costs. Actually, okay, this is what people eat: eggs, pork, poultry, fish. Eggs are very important, as I said. Okay, in my version of flexible, I'm not so I'm not so following carnivore diet. I can add some mushrooms, and what I'm doing also, I consume potato or mostly tapioca starch, raw. I mean powder, not in boiled. Because why? I want to provide food for microbiome in the large intestine, and we need this microbiome. Otherwise, they will eat this mucus, which is on the inside of the guts. It's not good. I mean, I eat this powder only good. So it producing some gases, but not much. They are not stinking. Also, vitamin C, B, D, yeah, as well as herbal tea, some spices and plant-derived extracts are part of my diet, and because my goal is rejuvenation and radical lifespan extension, so this again, I am not such strict, strictly following carnivore diet. And coconut oil is a source of saturated fats to be used as fuel. I consume a lot of coconut oil. And this keep my body in ketosis. I start my day from consuming some amount of coconut oil. And I try to eat once a day, and it's the best. Again, saving time, saving money. Cooking is so easy. It's so easy. Again, I don't know why people follow standard diet. I just cannot understand. Even carnivore diet, I was doing it. A lot of vegetables, green, some vegetables, a lot of fat. And eventually I lost a lot of muscles. Despite I was attending the gym, I was going cycling every day for long, didn't help. Okay. Main function of the L-creatine is the translocation of long-chain fatty acids from the extra mitochondrial space in the living cells to the mitochondrial space for beta oxidation and energy production. Okay. It also facilitates removal from mitochondria of short-chain fatty acids that may accumulate at the rate faster than they can be utilized. Okay, then again, short-chain fatty acids, they can burn somewhere else, not in muscles, so we have to put them. And the short-chain fatty acids, they can be transported by blood. So it's again, but muscles can use this long-chain fatty acids because of L-carnitine. Another role of L-carnitine is antioxidant activity. Several studies demonstrated a growth of strength and lipid content reduction in muscles and liver. Okay, there was research, and so it is again. Yeah, it is. You take some supplements, not much, but yeah, it helps. It helps sometimes. It depends on conditions. Besides, it uses in human nutrition, L-carnitine is also used as an additive in the formulation of animal feed formulations to increase eggs production, to improve eggs quality, and also to improve lean muscle mass. It works for animals. Why not work for us? It works. If young animals use L-carnitine, they're bad. Or we can eat red meat, we can eat beef, we can eat pork. L-carnitine may protect cell membranes against oxidative stress after intense exercises. Okay, so again, if you do very long and very intense endurance exercises, what is happening? Your mitochondria burn fat. the older you are, the more resistant reactive oxygen species will be produced by mitochondria, and we need some antioxidants inside mitochondria, because reactive oxygen species produced inside mitochondria, and we need antioxidant inside the mitochondria, so it helps. So in older age, why not try? Okay, yet there are also a number of studies showing inconclusive or even contradictory results, mostly with young people. At supplement amount of 2-6 grams per day over a month, there was no evidence that L-carnitine affected exercise or physical performance. Again, it is not extreme, it was just some physical activity. Again, research is done always such that it is, you cannot understand what they are looking for. And also it was standard diet, and you have to understand what you're doing, what you want to achieve, and then to learn the material, learn chemistry, biology. Okay, gut microbes degrade not digested red meat. Okay, if you're on standard diet, red meat is almost mostly not consumed in old age. It is getting to large intestine, it is producing toxins. Okay, it is producing toxin, it is trimethylamine, which is oxidized, which go to blood and oxidized in the liver to toxic trimethylamine N oxide. Again, it kills you. If you follow standard American diet or standard diet with a mix of carbohydrates and meat, you are not supposed to live long. Age-related declines in mitochondrial function and increases in mitochondrial oxidant production, these reactive oxygen species, are thought to be important contributors to the adverse effects of aging. Yeah, right. Mitochondria is damaging in time, as they're getting damaged, but you can recover it. It is possible to get them rejuvenated. Tissue L-carnitine concentration have been found to decline substantially with age in humans and animals. Again, this is quite natural, especially if you use standard diet and you use carbohydrates as a source of fuel. Average scores of frailty index and hand grip test were significantly improved in subjects supplemented with L-carnitine 1.5 grams per day. Okay, again, it is mostly for a low carnitine diet. It is mostly standard diet, not meat eaters. But there was improvement. There was improvement for elders. For individuals with low testosterone, so mostly it is old people, L-carnitine supplements enhance testosterone production and sensitivity of the muscles to testosterone, which is important. So the free testosterone in blood can drop, when sensitivity of muscles to testosterone can increase because of production, because of supplement of L-carnitine, and you will feel yourself better. So, and this was experiment with diabetic rats, that it enhances testosterone production. Again, why testosterone production? It is because you with L-carnitine, it is improving fat consumption, and fat consumption related to ketosis related in the to the increased growth hormone production. There is a link. Okay, 2 grams a day of L-carnitine and testosterone injections have been proven to be effective in the treatment of sexual dysfunction, depressed mood, and fatigue associated with aging for men of about 66 years old on average. Yep. But again, in contrast to L-carnitine, testosterone injections significantly increase the prostate volume even after 6 months after testosterone injection was over. Yeah, so it is better. Okay, it's a natural way to increase testosterone is better than any injections. Be careful with supplements. At least L-carnitine is, maybe it is not much efficient, but at least it is more safe for your body, because again, if you have this prostate increased. Wow, this is a lot of problem. A lot of big problem. Resistant exercise itself can increase sensitivity to testosterone. Yep. And with those 2 grams a day of L-carnitine and after post-exercise feeding, again, this feeding was post-exercise for resistant exercises. Again, sensitivity to testosterone in the resistance-trained men have been improved. So together, combination of resistant exercises with L-carnitine supplements improved. Testosterone was improved. Again, why? Because it improves burning of fat. And burning of fat is moving your body closer to ketosis. Ketosis, the more ketosis, the more testosterone can be produced. Growth hormone ignite release of testosterone. Acute aerobic endurance, this is endurance exercises, reduces arterial stiffness, while resistance exercises, if you do it, that they may increase arterial stiffness in young men, and this is again problem with bodybuilders. If they don't do endurance exercises, they just die. They live not long. Indeed, high-intensity resistant exercises was significantly associated with an increase in arterial stiffness of about 11.6%. Again, what is the real reason? Sugar. If you're a bodybuilder, if you consume a lot of carbohydrates and make injections of insulin, blah, 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 and then what is happening? Your proteins getting cross-linked. And stiffness of all your tissues is increasing. And then, first what is increasing? Arterial stiffness. Okay, this is why bodybuilders live not too long. Do you want to live 50 years, 60 years? I don't. I want to live forever. I want to be young forever. It was suggested that high serum L-carnitine concentration may enhance capillary endothelium function. Again, it was just idea, but why? It's maybe. And several clinical trials have found that treatment with oral L-carnitine containing salt, 1 to 3 grams per day, and for 6 months, improved blood flow in some patients with intermittent claudification. Intermittent claudification is that blood flow is restricted, but if you consume L-carnitine, then it is probably better. Why? Again, mechanism is not clear. I believe it probably related to the glycocalyx recovery. Glycocalyx is the way which produce friction-free flow of blood in our capillaries, so it's probably somehow related. But again, why not try? Again, it will be not some big change, but it still seems so that it was worthwhile to try. Okay, the supplementation-based increase in serum and muscle L-carnitine content is suggested to enhance blood flow and oxygen supply to the muscle tissue via improved endothelium functions, thereby reducing hypoxia and induced cellular and biochemical distortions. Okay, this is blah blah blah, but again, if glycocalyx is restored, and then it is all for better, blood flow improved. And L-carnitine supplementation decreased fat accumulation and increased percentage of lean muscle mass in pigs. Again, if it works for pigs, it probably can work for humans. Yeah, why not? Again, it's worthwhile to try. So pigs fed L-carnitine are more able to use fat for energy and spare branch chain amino acids for protein synthesis. Yep, yeah. So its mechanism is quite clear. Okay, studies in older adults showed that L-carnitine intake can lead to increased muscle mass, accompanied by a decrease in the body weight and reduced physical and mental fatigue. But together with exercises, with no physical activity, there is no magic pill to change your body. High amounts of polyunsaturated fatty acids, which are normally in our food, are found to be mammalian, and they are found in all our body. We have huge storage of this polyunsaturated fatty acids from vegetable oils, and they are also in the spermatozoa membranes. And this what makes spermatozoa not moving, because they are susceptible to lipid peroxidation and male infertility. This is what we see in young men. L-carnitine acts as antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compound. So it helps, not much, better to stop consumption of vegetable oils and this polyunsaturated fat. But yeah, at least you consume some L-carnitine, it helps. However, in another study, L-carnitine supplementation demonstrated no effect on sperm motility and total motile sperm counts in men. Again, it depends how you make the experiment. Sometimes it's very stupid. Again, people are mostly, some researchers are paid by food industry, and if food industry is interested to promote the use of vegetable oils, then some people will do research and show that no, it is good, you have to consume polyunsaturated fatty acids, especially omega-3, omega-6, they are good for your health. Not at all. Some amount of omega-3 is not bad, but omega-6 is toxic. Okay, well, it looks like bioavailability and synthesis of L-carnitine in liver are improved by vitamin C supplementation. Improved by vitamin C supplementation. Again, Linus Pauling, remember this man, twice Nobel Prize winner, twice, absolute genius. What he was advising? 3 grams of vitamin C every day at morning, and he personally was taking 15 grams per day. I am using even 18 grams, 15 grams, I think 15 grams, from 10 to 20. Something like this every day. Maybe someday I just don't do it, but mostly I do. Adequate intake of vitamin C is necessary to keep acidic environment, healthy microbiome in acidic environment in our guts, of course. Healthy microbiome and peristalsis in the large intestine. Otherwise, you will get development of this unfriendly bacteria, and you will produce toxins in your guts. Okay, low amount of vitamin C in food may lead to metabolic syndrome, that is to gut inflammation. I mean, if it is too low, then gut inflammation, leaky gut syndrome, production and absorption of microbiome-derived toxins. So better consume vitamin C. It is cheap, it is easy, feel great. If you take too much, you will get loose stool, but it's not a problem actually. You are cleaning your gut. One of the symptoms of vitamin C deficiency is fatigue, and it was thought long time ago. It was thought that it is probably related to decreased synthesis of L-carnitine. Okay, this was known almost a century ago. I mean, 60 years ago, it was already known. People, this medical professional have to know this. Why they don't do it? Why they don't follow science? Weight loss and burning fat as fuel was significantly greater in a group that was getting vitamin C, 3 grams per day. It is, as Pauling said, Linus Pauling advised, in comparison with the placebo group. We may speculate that vitamin C improved synthesis or bioavailability of L-carnitine. Probably, again, because if you have acidity in the guts, maybe the transportation of L-carnitine from guts to blood is improved. Certainly. Okay, certainly. In another study, it was discovered that individuals with adequate vitamin C intake oxidize 30% more fat during a moderate exercise than individuals with low vitamin C status. So take vitamin C, guys. It is good for you. Following carnivore diet plus vitamin C, not from fruits. Forget about fruits. But synthetic vitamin C is cheap as dirt. Intense resistant exercises activate so-called satellite cells ignite muscular hypertrophy, and increases skeletal muscles, mitochondrial volume and density. Okay, this is real connection. Okay, this okay. You want to grow muscles. You want to get to muscular hypertrophy. Okay, so is this good? Good idea. And you have to remember that how it happens. Volume and the density of mitochondria in muscle cells have to be increased, have to be higher. And if you have more mitochondria and mitochondria need L-carnitine to work, or almost all L-carnitine in the muscle cells and participate in this burning of fat in mitochondria, then again, most of the body L-carnitine is stored in skeletal muscle and involved in transfer of long-chain fatty acids to mitochondria for subsequent beta oxidation. So you need L-carnitine, sure, okay? If you go for this resistant exercises, want to go to develop muscular hypertrophy and work hard with all the conditions to grow muscles, yes, better to use supplement, but not much, not 20 grams per day. It is otherwise it will not work. I mean, it will just, you will waste money. So this I can make tentative conclusions that bodybuilders need L-carnitine supplements to accelerate muscular hypertrophy. Yes, okay, you better use it, and produce energy by beta oxidation of fatty acids. It is to save glycogen storage also. But again, without intense endurance exercises and resistant exercises, and activation of satellite cells through progressive overloading of muscles, intake of L-carnitine will be useless. Okay, you have to do a protocol properly, and endurance exercises, you need them. Again, my opinion is very different from internet, because in internet you can find, oh no, if you do endurance exercises together with resistance exercise, you kill your gains, your muscles will not grow. Guys, I'm not going to make this so too much muscles. Okay, it grows. I'm just surprised how quick it grows, how quick my strength is improving when I go to gym. But look, my protocol in the gym is very much different. I see what other people doing. I'm doing sometimes absolutely the opposite. Okay. And I am happy. I do it scientifically. I do it not because of some stupid ideas. I do research and I follow this research. Of course, I don't disclose everything, every supplements which I use or protocols. So I keep it for me. They are kind of too important for me to disclose. But for example, what is important? I go to gym mostly for 2 hours and 2 hours 15 minutes, 2 hours and half hour, 2 hours and half. And what I'm doing endurance exercises, very intensive, up about 90% of the maximum. So I do it. If I do it a little bit more, I just cannot breathe. I just don't have enough oxygen. But I do it this rowing. And all muscles, many muscles are involved. The legs and back and hands, everything. Many muscles are involved, and I do it for long, mostly 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour half hour, 1.5 hour, sometimes even 1 hour 45 minutes. It depends on how much time I have. Then I have maybe a few minutes rest, because I do these exercises with no stop or with interval only 1 minute to get from rower to this treadmill. Treadmill I also use, but very heavy also, low pushing, it's very heavy load. And then I need a few minutes to drink some water with electrolytes. And I move to resistance exercises, and I do maximum intensity, maybe 3-5 repetition only in one set. It's again, I cannot just do more. I do it as close as possible to the limit, to this one repetition maximum. And then when I finish with one machine, with one exercise, I just with no interval. I don't rest. I go to another. Like I'm bench press. I do it bench press, and then I go from bench press to pulling something heavy, etc. So I'm moving. In the 25-30 minutes, enough. Because if I will do it more, then I will be tired. I will damage my cells, muscular cells, and I will produce too much lactate, too much pyruvates. I don't need it. Okay, so I do it relatively short. So after this session, I am not tired. I go home. I want to sing. I feel like a Superman. Okay, and even after this 1 hour and a half endurance exercises to the maximum, and then to the highest load resistance exercises, I feel myself perfect. Okay, perfect. Again, I don't disclose some protocols because my goal is rejuvenation, so it's. But well, you can find for yourself what works for you. Okay, satellite cells are not only responsible for muscular repair and regeneration, but also for muscular hypertrophy. Okay, this is what I was always telling in previous videos. Satellite cells are getting activated in skeletal muscles by mechanical stress, such as stretching for 2 hours. This is just publication. This is quite obvious from what we're talking about. Activation in vivo, so in living organism, occurred with 1 minute after muscle cell injury. Okay, muscle by electrical current or mechanical damage can happen, and it activates satellite cells. Interesting. But what is interesting, again, nitric oxide release mediates satellite cells activation. So when satellite cells activated, you need dilation of the blood vessels. Okay, blood vessels have to be dilated. Blood flow should be increased in muscles, and I do it not by damage, but I believe that we need higher blood flow, of course, and L-carnitine may help. So I don't do it yet. I will buy L-carnitine. I will try, but I do it different way. Okay, what else? Probably this stretching of the muscles, probably it ignites some nitric oxide synthase enzyme, maybe, and then you're getting the dilation of the blood vessels. Okay, what else? L-arginine. So maybe another supplement can be helpful. Again, I was recommending it for growth hormone release, testosterone. Okay, maybe again, but I don't go much in it. Okay, there is just one publication. Experiments indicate the stretching of muscle cells triggers an intracellular cascade of events, including nitrogen oxide synthesis, which results in growth factor release. It is not insulin growth factor, it is hepato growth factor. Okay, but again, satellite cells activated and stretch activation of muscle was observed, but what is again, if your medium pH in the muscles between 7.1 and 7.4, then it is working well. And for reference, again, the usual body maintains pH of blood close to 7.4. Okay, 7.4. If your blood vessels are dilated, you have good blood flow, then you have pH close to optimum, and then blood cells get inactivated. But if blood flow is not enough, if you have accumulation of carbon dioxide in blood, it is pH is reduced. Also, it can be reduced by inflammation. It is quite normal because the activation of this immune cells and activation of inflammatory cells like mast cells in tissue, it leads to increased, oxidation. I mean, to increase the lactic acid secretion and to drop off the pH. So we have to be, again, not much. Again, if you do resistance exercises too long, okay, you damage your muscle cells too much. You have release of lactate and pyruvates too much. Your muscles are getting acidic. This is quite normal in sport. Okay, you know that your muscles, you feel sore muscles. Okay, these sore muscles indeed indicate that there is acidic environment in there, and it is too much. This is why I don't do resistance exercises too long. Opposite to the other people, they spend hours and hours in gym doing resistance exercises. But again, I'm a scientist. Okay, I'm scientist. I don't do stupid things. I try not to do stupid things. Okay, then. Okay, drop in inflammation is result of drop in pH is result of inflammation, damage, too much lactate and the pyruvate released from muscles, and as for chronic inflammation, then you have everything opposite. You will get excessive growth of extracellular matrix and sarcopenia eventually. Activation of satellite cells and regeneration of human skeletal muscles in the long term were accelerated by ingestion of non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medication. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. L-carnitine has antioxidative and anti-inflammatory properties. So, supplementation with L-carnitine or L-carnitine monohydrate will reduce this inflammation, will reduce, will make more basic pH higher, okay, a little bit higher. So it is improving. Okay, blood circulation will be improved, and the pH will be normalized in the injured muscles because of that L-carnitine, and satellite cells will be activated. So don't do stupid things. Don't damage your muscles too much. Don't produce too much lactates. The session can be half-hour long only. Okay, dietary guidelines for Americans describe a healthy, so-called healthy dietary pattern as one which includes a variety of vegetables, fruits, grains, mostly whole grains, fat-free and low-fat milk, wow, and yogurt, also fat-free, cheese, fat-free, only casein, and vegetable oils, yeah, super. According to official recommendations, red meat consumption had to be limited 50 grams per day. That means 13 grams of protein only. It represents a maximum about, so what you can get if you follow this guidelines, you will get 40 milligram of L-carnitine. Only 40 milligram. Okay, so meanwhile, for muscle hypertrophy, it is necessary to increase protein intake to 2.3 grams per kilo of body weight. Okay, if you are too obese, then it can be 1.6. But if you have lean mass, lean body, 2.3 minimum. So you need a lot of meat, a lot of proteins. Okay, it is for 70 kilo body. I already saw 74. It will take 600 grams of red meat, and you will get only half gram of L-carnitine from food. Okay, okay, this is some reference, some point we have to take in consideration. Okay, then other sources of protein. You will get with food even less. So I don't eat all red meat. Some days I'm lucky to eat red meat like pork, but it's not every day. So again, beta I consume. My goal is rejuvenation of the human body. In this sense, muscle hypertrophy can be only a tool, and the side effects of the rejuvenation. An important part of the rejuvenation is essential reduction of serum glucose and rate of protein glycation. Okay, this is why I changed first to ketogenic diet, then decided it is not good. Then I changed to carnivore diet because I want to keep my serum glucose level as low as possible. It is not only with meat, also with some berberine, or maybe I tried also metformin, but berberine works. Okay, but also with endurance exercises. With endurance exercises, you will put your level of glucose as low as possible. With this, why I do first, I come into the gym, I do endurance exercises, I burn all this my storage of glycogen, and my glucose is dropping down, and I start the autophagy, I start burning of fat, and then I go for short while, for half hour, I go to resistance exercises to ignite, to activate these satellite cells. Not too long, not too long. And okay, then again, I use fat as fuel. When I go from gym, I feel myself Superman because I have a lot of energy, a lot of energy. So all the body works, metabolic rate is shooting to the roof. Okay, actually, for adequate intake of protein in older age, the only option is a strict carnivore diet. Okay, I would not stay strict. Okay, carnivore diet. Carnivore diet is good enough. However, even it is my opinion, of course. However, even on such a diet and eating only beef meat, amount of L-carnitine, as I said, limited to half gram a day. Therefore, I would recommend it. I would try. I didn't do it, but again, I recommend for myself. But it seems to be natural to consume half gram, maybe 1 gram maximum before endurance exercises. Why before? Because I want to increase endurance. Okay, I want to make it longer and little bit more intensive maybe. Again, why? Because I will burn the glycogen storage, but also in this, I do endurance exercises longer and more intense for other purpose. Okay, it is detoxification also. It works for me. A combination of ketogenic and or carnivore diet with supplements of L-carnitine can be very beneficial, according to Dr. Benjamin Bigman. Bigman. Okay, you can watch his video. It's quite good. I would recommend you to follow his video. He is explaining why ketosis is so good. To stay in ketosis is so good. And why ketosis is increasing metabolic rate, because we evolved to do so when we are starving, and then metabolic rate is getting up. Your fat is changing from white fat to brown fat. It is and the fat is burning. Consumption of the burning. This is a condition of fat burning. It doesn't work for standard diet. If you go to gym and you force yourself to do some very intense exercise, you will kill yourself. Do it properly. If you do everything okay, you will burn fat during your sleep. What you need cold temperature in the room, maybe fan to evaporate more water and to keep yourself to keep your body colder. Because in this case, your fat will be you will use your fat to keep your temperature, to warm you up, and then you will burn fat during your sleep. Exercises are important. They make you Superman, but you will burn fat even without this, okay? Even without exercises. Diet is absolutely important. Diet is 85% of all your success. Okay, this why? Because glucagon and it works opposite to insulin, and we need glucagon. We need a low amount of insulin and low amount of glucose, and this is a way for rejuvenation for me. Okay, so, and I recommend to watch him. And again, ketogenesis, production of ketone bodies in the liver increases. What it is increasing? It is increasing carnitine levels in the liver of mice. Okay, so it is all to one. Okay, you follow proper diet, you stay in ketosis, and you have ketogenesis, production of ketones in the liver. You have higher carnitine level because you are burning fat as source of fuel. To burn fat as a source of fuel, you need L-carnitine. You can get this L-carnitine from food, you can get it from supplements, and especially what I said, maybe I will try supplements half gram, maybe 1 gram before endurance exercises, very intense endurance exercises. Why? because I want to burn as much energy during the endurance exercises as possible. Why I do it? Because I want to remove toxins from my adipose tissue. I want to burn fat during endurance exercises. If I do it very intense, I am sweating all the and then the body circulation of blood removes toxins from my adipose tissue. This is what I call detoxing. I need it. I need endurance exercises to detox my body. And only then, next stage is I just use half hour of resistance exercises to grow a little bit my muscles to feel better. Again, it helps me because it activates growth hormone, release of growth hormone, it activates testosterone, and I feel myself rejuvenated because with this autophagy, what is the result of the exercise, my body is cleaning itself. My body slowly, I should say slowly makes my skin younger and etc. etc. Okay, this is what I want to tell you, that L-carnitine is not very critical. If you stay on a carnivore diet, maybe it is okay not to use supplements, but if you do something special like I do, detoxing, very high intensity endurance exercises, then carnitine maybe can help. I will try and let's see. Okay, thank you for your time. It was a long video, sorry. And as I said, I do this research for myself. I don't follow stupid advice. Like in the internet, you can hear something what bodybuilders recommend you. Bodybuilders, the people who live 50 years, 60 years and die, they recommend me what to do. Thank you very much. I will think and I will decide for myself, okay? Okay, again, I am not medical professional, neither I am experienced athlete, so all my advice in this for myself, and what I'm doing this for myself to structure knowledge in my mind and to think and understand what I'm doing, and therefore it's again my personal opinion, cannot be used as medical advice. You ask physician or go to internet, you get for free. If you want my help, it is not free, sorry. Okay, it is not free. If you want to use my time, again, it is okay, but you can watch this video for free. I don't disclose everything, but quite enough for you maybe to get some improvement in your health. Or maybe it will motivate you to talk with your personal physician, or to watch videos in the internet about bodybuilders. And I see many stupid advice in the videos. But some, I would say some people give some reasonable advice, quite reasonable. And Vince Gironda for me is a hero. I try to follow his ideas as much as I can. But again, he is so good that I'm not yet at the level he achieved during his life. But again, he didn't try to live longer. He tried just to be, successful in bodybuilding. This was his idea, and his idea about dieting, about exercises are priceless. He is so good person. I wish many people will be like him, and especially among bodybuilders. Okay, so thank you for your time again. Ciao.